What's up, folks? Antonio Fletcher back with you once again. I have a story that started out really horrible, but had an amazing ending to it. I hear all the time from a lot of pro choicers when they bring up the rape argument. I have my own arguments as to why that is a terrible way to justify abortion, but nothing kills their argument more than reality. And when I see stories like this, it confirms so much more why their points are so weak and invalid. And this young lady named Julia tells her story. She says, I was raped, but I decided to have my baby because, like me, she was innocent. My name is Julia, and I was raped at 14 years old by a friend of the family who we thought was trustworthy. I remember when I found out I was pregnant and that the baby was the product of the most horrible crime that a woman can undergo. I remember bursting in tears of despair, fear, because I was only 14. At that age, I had no boyfriend, knew nothing about babies or pregnancy, never got involved in anything about that. But then the only social media I knew was Facebook, and one day by chance, I came across the Savar L1 page, Save the One Spanish Facebook page, and I read many testimonies that touched my heart in a very deep way. I had never thought of abortion, but perhaps I had considered giving that baby up for adoption because I did not feel ready to face motherhood being so young. I remember a quote I read that made very clear that if I was the victim of a crime, I wouldn't become guilty of another one, and I decided to have my baby and be a mother forever. Despite the fact of being just a child myself, I decided to have my baby because, like me, she was innocent and she didn't have to carry the guilt of the aggressor, who eventually is the one who deserves to be punished. My beautiful baby girl was born a few days after I turned 15. Her name is Mia Victoria, and I love her more than anything else on earth. She is 1 month and a few days old. And being myself so young, I started learning how to be a mother. Nobody forced me to have her. Sorry about that sound. I got some other windows open in Facebook. But anyway, nobody forced me to have her. Nobody tried to force me to abort her. Abortion never was among my plans, even though I'm from Argentina, where abortion is free for rape victims. To anyone else considering abortion, please say yes to life because when you get pregnant, it's not just your body anymore. There's someone else's body which ardently claims to live. Think it over twice. My baby daughter has a excuse me. My baby daughter has really been a gift, a reason to keep on, motivation to push myself forward. She has not taken my life, she has not stolen my goals, since I do everything for her and she is my joy. Victoria became the best thing that could happen to me. My little girl has given me happiness on these 41 days of her life, and I will continue. I became a faithful follower of Savar L1 the very same day I learned I was pregnant. I came to this page when I saw a meme about another young mother who became pregnant by rape. Paloma. So I wrote a comment telling about my situation as well. It was important to me to see I am not the only one, and I wanted to be able to tell my story about how I chose life as well. Thanks to the page editors who put us in touch. Paloma and I are now good friends on Facebook. If you are pregnant by rape or have a baby as a result, know that you are not alone. Reach out and connect with others. Like I said earlier, folks, reality is the best killer for terrible pro-abort arguments. This girl was 14 years old, and that's a really frequent argument brought up for trying to justify abortion in cases of rape, especially for young girls like her, young women like her. But you know what? There's no excuse. There's really no excuse. You don't have to kill your child. And the problem is you have all these grown adults teaching these young ones lies, trying to brainwash young ones into thinking they gotta kill a baby. No, they don't. It's a horrible situation, but that a child should not have to die because of it. And this girl didn't even really know anything about pregnancy or any of that other stuff, but she knew there was a child there in her womb and knew that child was innocent. It seems to me that she wasn't surrounded by a lot of that nonsense to brainwash people into killing their babies because bad situations happen. She had the most horrific thing happen to her at such a tender young age and didn't kill her child. But you have grown adults much older than her in much better positions to handle situations. Grown adults much older than her and for lesser severe issues than what she's dealing with. And you can't even call them severe because the only overwhelming majority of cases have nothing to do with things like rape or life-threatening issues. We're talking about people just want to have a little fling and she got pregnant at an inconvenient time. We're not talking about rape here. She engaged in consensual sex and she got pregnant at a time she wasn't ready, and because of that she wants to kill her child. If a young girl like this could seek the help she needs to deal with this horrific situation, what excuse do you think you have as a grown adult, especially, not only to try to justify killing your child in the horrific case of rape, but even worse, to try to do it in mere convenience, when it has nothing to do with any of those cases? This young lady showed more maturity than the overwoman, than not just the overwoman, but she showed more maturity than any pro-abort I've ever talked to, any pro-choice I ever talked to. She showed more maturity than every last single one of them. And you can hate me for saying this, but I really don't care. I honestly don't. I say these things to tell the truth, not to cater to people's feelings. There are better answers than abortion in cases like these, horrific cases like these. There are better answers than abortion. You don't have to kill your child. You can make the best of a really bad situation. Two wrongs do not and cannot ever make a right. Alright, thanks folks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Take care, God bless, and peace.